Alright, I come today with really bad news. We woke up this morning to Omelet coming out of the coop looking very beaten up. If you're new here, the boy duck sleeps separately from the girl duck, so this happened in the boy duck pen. There's only 2 new ducks in that pen that could have been responsible for this, and that is Porridge and Piccolo. And considering Omelet was running away from them pretty intensely this morning, we pretty much have an idea of what's going on here. It's not a highly hormonal season right now, so what this likely is a bullying situation. I do everything in my power to keep every duck that we have here, especially the boys, because I really do hate rehoming them. However, there's one thing and one thing only that I know I cannot fix, and it's flock bullying. Only solution that I've ever found after trying a million things, because I've been through it before, has always been relocating the bullies. And since a Drake's life here is heavily dependent on them being able to reside in the bachelor flock harmoniously, these 2 ducks will unfortunately be going to a new location on Tuesday. I'm devastated because I'm extremely attached to Piccolo especially, and I love Porridge. However, sometimes I have to make calls that are uncomfortable for me because it's in the best interest in the health of the flock. The good news is usually the bullying behavior doesn't continue into the next home. It's usually isolated to a specific duck. In this case, it was Omelet who was the victim, unfortunately. Sometimes you'll have 2 ducks that just hate each other, and in this case, Omelet had 2 ducks that hated him. Good news is Omelet is okay and he's going to be fine. He's moved out of the batch pen. All the other ducks get along in the batch flock right now, so he's living with the girls. I checked him over, and I'm just going to go over a little bit about what I found and how I'm reacting to it. When I was checking him, there was obviously no open wounds, and that's very indicative that it's duck on duck damage because they have those rounded beaks, so they can't really do serious punctures to each other. If I was finding punctures, I would have been more concerned of some kind of predator that maybe got into the coop. His eyes are a little swollen because they did seem to tug the feathers around his eyes. I'm just going to give him an eye wash, and I'm going to monitor it. I do have terramycin on hand, but I'm not going to start treating him yet. It wouldn't really hurt to start treating him now, but I'm just going to see, especially since it is possible to overuse antibiotics. It's looking much better here because I dried him off, but when I originally found him, he had wet feather. This brought up a really important point that I wanted to remind you guys is he had wet feather, but I am not treating this with Dawn dish soap. Here's why. His wet feather is not caused by contaminant, it's caused by structural damage to the feathers. I'm trying to show you here, but I'm trying not to upset him too much. You see how these wing feathers are kind of like stringy and almost frayed looking? That's what's causing his wet feather. This is really minor. There's nothing I'm going to be doing for it except time and keeping him dry, and that's really all you can do. However, anytime I see wet feather, even though I know the cause of this, I do just check over the preen gland to make sure it's not dirty or clogged and is operating normally and producing oil. So this is a healthy preen gland, by the way. Another really weird thing about flock bullying in general is it can seemingly happen overnight. These ducks have lived together and they have been fine, and all of a sudden it started. Omelet went to bed with 0 injuries last night. Yeah, it can happen at any point. It really sucks, and I'm devastated about losing Porridge and Piccolo. However, they're going to a really good home and they're going to be able to go together, and that makes me feel a lot better. That's all I got for this one. Hopefully this helps you if you ever find yourself in this situation. It's okay to make tough calls. Bye, guys.